Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of PAR Real Talk. And my name is Pali. This is Power is Radio. And today I have a super special guest on the show. So if I get you to please introduce yourself, tell us your name, and tell us what you do, please, and where you're from as well.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Dr. Allison Parker. I am a private practice literacy coach, and I'm hailing from Brooklyn, New York City, where I was born and raised.
Perfect. Like that, short and simple. And
Less is more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I kind of like to start with kind of like what I call the big picture. Um, so we're here talking about understanding the reading achievements gaps in the Black community. So how would you describe the current state of reading achievements for Black children? Well, in America, which is where you're from, in public schools.
We are in a state of emergency. There's such a high level of urgency. We're in a state of crisis. Two-thirds of all fourth graders do not and cannot read on grade level. Two-thirds of all eighth graders also do not and cannot read accurately and fluently to grade level expectations. They're not on grade level either. So there is a huge reading achievement gap, which I believe dates back to when data was documented in America back in the 1970s. So I'm part of that data. I was born in 1971 and I am a product of New York City Public Schools. And I grew up literate. Literacy was a big deal at home, but my counterparts, some of them were not. And today, what we notice in the data is it's stagnant, where we seem to be stuck. And I truly believe that part of that reading achievement gap stems and begins before children even start school, which led me to write my book, Mom is the Missing Link. The reading achievement gap doesn't actually start at school when kids start kindergarten. It starts before they enter school. There's already an achievement gap because students lack language skills, they lack literacy skills, they lack phonemic awareness and phonics, and they're not fluent. They don't know enough sight words. Their vocabulary, both receptive and expressive, are relatively low for most kids. And we're in a state of emergency. And what I truly believe is that because we have this large achievement gap, it is also negatively impacting wealth potential and earnings potentials because we know that if children graduate from high school and they move on either in a particular trade, start a business, become an employee, what have you, students who are more literate tend to elevate. They can partake in social mobility, but students who are not powerfully literate, who are ninth graders, 10th graders, who can't read fluently, who are stuck reading at the elementary school level, which I've seen this in my travels as a literacy coach at the high school level as well. Many ninth graders and 10th graders are reading at the elementary school level. They're stuck at fifth grade, or some of them have gotten to a point where they can read sixth grade level text, but it's not fluent. Once they get to three-syllable multisyllabic words or four-syllable words, they're stuck.
Hmm.
So I would say we're in a state of crisis. It's an emergency. It's been an emergency. It's just that I want to bring awareness to mothers, new mothers, pregnant mothers, mothers of children, ages pre-birth to before entering kindergarten. Hey, here's a set of practices that you can implement and help to decrease a gap before your child starts school. Mothers are thinking that school starts and learning starts when you get to school. Teachers are thinking when kids are home, grandma at daycare, or wherever kids are between birth and starting kindergarten. or pre-K that children are working on language and literacy and ABCs and sounds. And, both these stakeholders may be a little bit delusional because one is expecting the other to be, carrying out the work when it starts at home. Mothers need to be made aware of this and the
Mhm.
power that they have to help avoid this reading achievement gap. And because we want to bring students into school systems ready. They're not ready. And
No,
so they start off with an achievement gap. So they're constantly playing catch up. You come to Saturday school, go to after school, go to the special reading group. We're playing catch up from the beginning, but it's because there's a reading achievement gap before students start school. And so the data has shown over 5 decades, hey, the data is pretty stagnant. And we have to think about why.